Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie, and in this video I will be talking about Stephen King's novel, The Dead Zone. Before I begin, I just wanted to talk about some fun random facts I found out about Stephen King's The Dead Zone, so I will share what I have learned. So, The Dead Zone was released in August of 1979, and it was the first of Stephen King's novels to be published by Viking Press. Stephen King dedicated The Dead Zone to his son, Owen, who he would later co-write the novel Sleeping Beauties. The Dead Zone is the first time that Stephen King mentions the fictional town of Castle Rock, which is a setting of many of his future novels after The Dead Zone. Some of these novels include The Body, The Dark Half, Dr. Sleep, Needful Things, Gerald's Game, and several others. The Dead Zone also mentions the Castle Rock Strangler, who is later mentioned in Stephen King's 1986 novel, It. Sheriff Bannerman, who is the sheriff of Castle Rock in The Dead Zone, is also mentioned in Stephen King's later novel, Cujo. And the last fact that I have about The Dead Zone is that it was made into a feature film in 1983 starring Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen. It was later made into a television series starring Anthony Michael Hall, and if you don't know him, he's the kid from National Lampoon's Vacation when they go to Wally World. The son, that's him, all grown up, but that series lasted from 2002 through 2007. After a horrific car accident, the main character, John Smith, he's left with some serious brain injuries and is in a coma for almost 5 years. And the night of his accident, he had taken his girlfriend Sarah to the county carnival, where he played the Wheel of Fortune and would know exactly where the wheel would land somehow, and he ended up winning a bunch of money that night. It would have been a great night if it wasn't for the fact that his girlfriend Sarah got really sick, throwing up by eating a bad hot dog at the carnival. So instead of spending the night at her house like she had planned, she wanted to be alone and didn't want company because she was sick and throwing up, and you know how that is. So it was supposed to be their first night together, but because Sarah got sick, Johnny called a cab to pick him up and bring him home. So John calls a cab to pick him up, and on the way home, the cab gets in a horrible accident, head-on collision with a car that's drag racing. Everyone in the accident is killed except for John, who is left in a coma for nearly half a decade. Now, while he's in his coma, everyone in his life has moved on. His girlfriend Sarah soon begins dating again and gets married and has a son. And his father, after a few years, kind of gives up hope that his son will wake up. And he actually wishes that his son will just pass on, because he feels that they're living in this hopeless limbo. And so everyone's moved on except for his mother. His mother becomes insane with her religious beliefs, and she believes that her son will wake up and that, in fact, God has a special plan for her son. So when John finally does wake up, he soon discovers that he has the ability to know things about people that he shouldn't know just by touching them. And the story continues with John recuperating from his coma and learning about the world that had moved on without him, and learning how to live with his unique powers. He tries using his special gift for good, and he even helps to identify the Castle Rock Strangler, who had been unknown for years. And you know, although he's using his powers and his abilities for good, it's definitely something he struggles with. After seeing a man named Greg Stilson on the news, who is running for the House of Representatives. He gets a terrible vision of this man, Greg Stilson, of him becoming president and starting World War III. So after having this vision, John becomes obsessed with trying to stop Greg Stilson from coming into power. And he's left pondering the question, if you could travel back in time to 1932 and kill Hitler, would you? So to find out what happens to John Smith and to find out if he's able to stop the very dangerous Greg Stilson, you will have to read The Dead Zone. I really liked this book a lot. I liked how it touched on several different topics, such as love and heartbreak, medical issues, such as the brain and then the effects of comas on the brain, rehabilitation, along with topics such as family, religion, politics. And the question, even if you can see the future, that doesn't always mean that you know what's going to happen. So I thought the characters were really great. It was a slow burn and it kept me interested and engaged the whole time. I loved the whole journey of the story. I thought it was very interesting and very entertaining. I thought this story had something for everyone, and I would definitely recommend The Dead Zone by Stephen King to anyone who is interested. It's definitely worth the read, and it was a great book. So that concludes my thoughts on The Dead Zone. I tried to not give too many spoilers away and just give a little tidbit of the story. There's a lot more beef to it, obviously, that I didn't touch upon, but that's because I really want you to read it and I don't want to spoil it for you. So definitely check out The Dead Zone by Stephen King. It's worth it. And in my next video, I will be talking about Stephen King's novel, Cujo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.